I come from a poor family, yeah, yeah. We ain't never had a lot, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the Lord been good to us, yeah, yeah. Now we riding on the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. I come from a poor family, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Richie.
Good morning, Ray.
Back at it again.
We are at it again.
Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning.
Builder of all things.
Builder
podcast.
of all things. We had a malfunction. We didn't press record this morning, so we are back again.
We are back again, guys. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Exactly.
Well, Richie, before we head on to our streams, today is a very special day for the bros. Can you tell me what's going on today?
Yeah, it is a special day. Today is me and Tiffany, my wife, and my anniversary. So so blessed, you know, to experience life with her. You know, we've grown so much. I remember when I was you know, this 21-year-old kid, and I met this beautiful woman, you know. I actually remember the first time there was that moment where we went out on a date. Well, it wasn't really a date. It was like a friend date, you know, or friend go hang out kind of deal. Yeah, so we had another one of our friends with us. We went to a place to play some pool.
Okay.
It was just me and her at the pool table though, and she was pretty good, you know. So that was number one. I was like, oh wait a minute, she's competitive. She has a little bit of skill. Okay, what's up with this? So, you know, we're just playing, and you know, we already spent some time with her, but this is like within the first few months. I remember we're playing pool, and it was one of those moments where I was having so much fun with her, and we made the eye contact. You know, the eye contact?
Yeah, I know the eye contact.
Yeah, we made that eye contact that basically, it was that moment. I remember before we made the eye contact, I was thinking, like, you know how you think way ahead? Like,
yeah.
Marriage, kids, old. Like, I just had this, like...
Sometimes you have flashbacks. This one was a flash forward.
This was a flash forward. Just like, could this be that person?
Yeah.
And then, like, while I was in that moment, I was always wondering to this day, was she having that same moment? Because when we locked eyes, it was like, wait a minute. that was a little... a deeper look.
Yeah.
You know, so from that night forward, my whole vision of her changed, you know, and so here we are 20 years later. 20 years later, a lot of ups and downs, but a lot of ups. You know, any relationship, it's you got to grow, right? How to live with each other, how to raise kids together, how to run a business together now. And so we just keep growing together, and, just going to be unstoppable. When the Bible says, when two are together, what does it say? Hold on. I would have not misquoted. In Ecclesiastes 4:12 says, one may be overpowered, but two defend themselves. A cord of three strands is not easily broken. So what I love about that verse is saying, not only are we in a relationship and we can defend ourselves, but we got that third source, and that's God Almighty, and so that's what really took me to the next level with her, was her love for God, her love for Jesus, was like, wow, okay, this woman's special. Her strength, I call her a queen, because she's not a princess. She has this side of her that's just it's empowering, it's powerful, it's authoritative, and I love that about her. It really strengthens me and takes me to that next level. So having a good partner in life is a blessing, because not everybody has that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's our anniversary, and I'm super excited to celebrate it with her. So every year we want to just make it a special day and treat it.
Yeah, it's something to remember. It's something to celebrate. I mean, especially if you guys been married for 14.
This is the 14th year.
Yeah, man, that's a long time.
It's not, but I mean,
good.
Yeah, but then, when I hear people are married for 25, 30 years, I like look up to them, you know, like
Yeah.
I want to be that, you know, I want
Right,
to look
right.
back and say, dang, they've been married 40 years, you know, or, you know,
Yeah.
and we will hit those milestones. So,
Yeah.
you know, those are the things I look forward to and what we'll be and what we'll grow into.
That's awesome. Always looking forward to something, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we head into our streams, I got something for you guys. Give me a few seconds.
What? Ray's a giver. So on my birthday, he blessed me with a ukulele. I was just like, man, this dude's on another level. That was such an amazing blessing because I don't know if I ever would have, because I'm not a good, you know, I don't know how to play string instruments. So when you did that, inspired me to like try to learn it. Now.
Yeah, it's nice to have too. It's nice wall decor. But I got you guys my favorite whiskey, which is Suntory. I don't know what you guys do with this, but you know, it's to celebrate.
I honestly don't drink any hard liquors at all. But Tiffany will enjoy this. She will, and this will be a perfect because I enjoy her when she enjoys this. So,
Okay.
she's fun to be around. So thank you so much, Ray.
Awesome. Yeah, Suntory. It's for just a nice kind of wine for those who drink. Yeah, Suntory is one of my favorite whiskeys.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Sometimes it's a long day at work or a good day at work, and just get home. And,
I just like to pretend like I drink whiskey. It just seems like whiskey people who drink it religiously kind of have that voice.
Oh, religiously, yes. That's funny. Maybe that's why I don't, because it's like once in a while. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get down to business. All right, first stream. Oh, actually, let's talk about the theme, Richie.
Oh yeah, we're gonna continue the theme week. So today's theme is punch list.
Punch lists. Yes.
So punch list. What is a punch list? Punch list is, you know, it's a document that explains items that you need to finish the project. So they're usually very small, detailed things that, you know, you walk around and kind of look. Maybe electrical outlet plate is not installed yet, or certain items aren't caulked in certain areas, or a door is a little off aligned on the cabinet, or you know, certain just small list. Yeah, you installed the item, but we want to tighten it up and make, you know, finish it. So you know, a rule of thumb and a practice in the construction industry is just do a walkthrough with the homeowner, which you can call the project complete. Meaning it's a substantial completion, so they can move in. But while they move in, you create this documented list called the punch list. So we are all on the same page of what needs to finish after they move in.
Awesome. All right, so now you guys know what punch lists are.
Yeah.
That's the theme today. So first stream is going to be faith. Why did Jesus say it was finished?
It is finished. Yeah. I could just imagine like the Son of God, you know, going through his murder trial and being on the cross and then saying something like that. That must have been like a movie theater moment. Just, it is finished. Yeah. I would have been like, oh, watch out.
Reminds me of Passion. Did he say Passion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, why did he say it was finished? You know, being the Son of God, he knew the architect, right? So he's the builder of all things, going down there and building it, but he's working for the Father, who's the architect. So and punch lists are very important to architects because they want their vision to come to pass, right? So, you know, a builder can go and install everything, and then, you know, the architect does his walkthrough, like, wait a minute, my mirror's a little crooked. I need that thing tightened up. So, you know, Jesus, why he said it was finished is I think he completed everything on the plans. You know, he's the builder of all things. So he knew all the prophecies of himself. And even at the end, he had his little punch list he had to complete. You know, he had to get stabbed. He had to drink water from the sponge, you know, so he had his little list. And
that's funny. Yeah. Sometimes I have like dark comedy. And so while you're explaining that, I'm thinking he's on the cross, and like when he's done, he pulls out his paper and just checks off like
it's kind of like what happened though, like in the last, like, moments of his death, there was like 3 more prophecies that had to be fulfilled, and they all happened. And then he was like, "All right, it's finished.
It's
like
done,
it's done. It's finished." And
work is completed.
Work is completed. And then so the architect came down and said, "Nuh-uh, Jesus, I got a few more items for you." So he had to resurrect. Not had to. He was going to resurrect. Sorry, I don't. Like, dang, I had to come back from the dead and take care of these punch lists. Okay, that's not what happened. All right, there's a bigger story there. But Jesus, God the architect, definitely had a punch list after substantial completion. So Jesus said, "It is finished." So why did he come back to the earth and comfort Mary and go to Peter and say what he had to say? Like, "Will you follow me?" Or not, "Will you follow me?" Well, "Do you love me?" And you're going to give him his instructions and give everyone their instructions, show himself to the disciples. That was the architect's punch list. Like, before I have you ascend and you're gone and you've done your work, here's my punch list items. Even though you said it was finished. So in reality, when he said it was finished, that was substantial completion.
Substantial completion. Yeah.
That's what he said.
Right.
And then he had his punch list items when he came back. But what I love about It Is Finished, when I used to be in the field with the team as a carpenter, one of the things I would do when it was done is we used to clean everything, take care of our punch list, but when it was done, we used to take our towel, a brand new towel or like rag that we were using, and we would fold it real nice. This would be a clean one, not the one we're using.
Okay.
Yeah, we would fold it real nice, and then we would put this card on there. It says "All Things New," and put it on like the island or the countertop. So when you walk in, everything's done. You have this nicely folded white rag with the "All Things New" on it, and then that was just showing it was finished. And what that represented was when Jesus was in the tomb, they wrapped him in linen. But when they came and found out he was gone and he resurrected, he had folded his linen really nice and left it. And what was cool about that historically, especially in their culture, in the Jewish culture at that time, is when you're eating at dinner and before you're excused, you had to you had to fold your napkin, you put it down, but that was the symbol that you were done. You were complete, you were full. Ooh. So what Jesus was doing with the linen was saying, "Hey, here's my signed document." So the Jewish understood what that meant when they seen that, like, wait a minute, he just folded his linen. So because he resurrected, he had completed, the task. So I thought that was pretty cool, man, just seeing his documents in time.
I heard, I've been listening to some things, Richie, and to understand the sayings and things and the actions of people in that particular time era, it's good to dive into the culture of Jews and whatever era that was, right? And it's cool because when you read things like that, it's like it doesn't have weight to it, but then when you understand, like, that's what they used to do when you're excused. So that's crazy.
Yeah, like imagine 1,000 years from now, people read back on us, and I can say, "Oh, Ray was cool." They were like, "He was temperature cool." Like,
and that's the type of words that you use in this era. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's very,
that's cool. I didn't know that when they fold the linen. Right there.
So it is that. So why does he say it is finished? Ultimately, is Jesus came to save us from death. Even though we're going to die, he proved that we will resurrect with him if we believe in him. So that's ultimately what he finished, and what he succeeded in is he walked the earth as God in a sinful body, but didn't sin. It disguised the sin and died and got the keys to death and got victory. And so now we have the hope of life in him. So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good, Richie. That was a good stream.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's head into our next stream, which is business, which is going to be how do you stay on top of task when wearing multiple hats in your business?
Dang, so okay, that's a good one. This is still on punch list, right? Punch list theme, okay, and then whereas business owners, you can kind of be involved in a lot of tasks. So how do you keep up with those, right? I think it's use the same tactic. Always make sure you leave nothing undone, right? So my my action points on this will probably be short, but I use softwares and technology and everything I use, but I do have a software called Nifty that I use to just place all my tasks. So as things come in, I have organized folders in. I mean, you could do this on your computer, but basically as I get tasks, there's so many of them, I can't just keep handling them, because one email could be 3 hours. Like 2 hours. It just can happen.
Madness.
It is. Or one situation in a company to put out a fire could be another 2 hours. So you can't just spend 8 hours taking care of 3 tasks and you had 40 coming in a day. So like, what do you do? So this may sound funny, but as tasks come in, I'm just throwing them in the folders, right?
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom. But then I take the time to go back, organize them, and prioritize them, and try to see, it is what it is. You only can do so much. So you got to prioritize, and which ones you're going to attack. You got to put time tables on them, so you know. You have to schedule them in. Another secret I have is emails. I don't open them. So they always look like they're unread until I have the time to take care of that task. If I do open it and read it, because I do read a lot of emails,
for sure.
I just mark it unread again. So and I just constantly feed my folders with my tasks, and I mean that's how I do it. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
Yeah. But seems to be working.
Just keep going through. But we get a lot of tasks, wearing a lot of different hats as a business owner. You just got to find a way to tackle those. But as we grow, and we've talked about this before, is just finding where that accountability delegation can go to, right? So it's one thing to try to take care of all the tasks, but it's another thing trying to delegate them, So if you're able to delegate them, remember, employees are assets, not liabilities. What that means is positions are very important. And when you get to a place in your company, you can delegate those. It'll actually help you grow.
Crazy, yeah. Because so team, if Richie doesn't get back to you, that's now you know why. Sometimes he has got a lot of things going on, and it needs to be delegated first, guys, before he responds.
Yep.
But let's see. Yeah, so awesome. Because I know when we say multiple hats, I think you need to give them kind of like a sure. Marketing manager, sales manager, administration, partner, finance, project manager, sometimes carpenter, sometimes producer, sometimes. Yep. And so within all of these things of what Richie's saying, there's a lot of subtasks within it. And so now you can understand, kind of Richie's perspective
safety,
on
quality control. So there's a lot, but the most important thing is accountability chart. Just putting that together to let people know what they're accountable for, educating them, and then delegate to them. But what you can take, like the biggest goal is do everything I know I have to do. So like if you can't delegate it, it's something you have to. There's some items I just can't delegate those. Those are for me. So then I just put them in my folders and then organize them to prioritize them.
Priority wise, I was gonna say it would be the things you have to do.
Yep. Immediately. Yep. So just constantly knocking those lists out. But the other thing too is don't burn yourself out. I used to do that. I used to, I've learned to wake up earlier versus staying later.
Wake up earlier versus saying,
because basically the world
that's
is
a hard habit to
when you start working later, you'll burn yourself out. But if you start earlier, the world's asleep. You can get ahead of the game. It's just a better.
That's good.
It is. It's a better efficient method. Is wake up earlier, take care of tasks before even things start. If you can, at least get your mind into things. If you're planning for a job site, it's better to get there early than stay late. That's a key. If you want to do if you got to do overtime, do it early.
That's smart. You guys gotta think, man. But that reminds me of one banner that we had in a band, Richie. I was in band in high school. There's a huge banner up.
What instrument did you play?
Trumpet.
What?
Yeah, did you play trumpet?
I played trumpet.
What? I still have mine.
I do.
I gotta bring mine in.
We're the family of the horns. That's what I'm talking about. You was first chair, wasn't you?
No, bro. I was like, no, I was third.
Yeah, I was down there. I was like fifth or sixth. I got one solo one time in 8th grade.
You killed it though.
I mean, it was I could play, but I was like so amazed at those people that could just
oh yeah, dedication, man.
Dedication.
But yeah, there was this banner that said it was my teacher's quote. It said, "Do what you're supposed to do." I was like, man, that stuck with me because, you know, if you're supposed to be doing this, then you're supposed to be doing this. Yeah. You know in your mind, you know what's right and wrong. Like, are you supposed to be doing this right now? Are you supposed to, like, what's on your priority list? Are you supposed to be taking care of this email right now? Or so it diligence. Yeah. So it was a good thing I took from high school.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, yeah. Let's head into our third stream. We got heading into our third segment, which is construction. Why are there always punch lists after a project is complete?
Yeah, I would like to say anybody who has punch lists after the project is substantially complete, don't feel like you didn't hit the mark because you can't finish a perfect project, you know. So we call it detailing, you know, especially at the end. I think that's that should take us, as the goal to take us to that next level is, you know, it's one thing to wash a car, but it's another thing to detail, right? Totally different animals. Yeah, you can go through a car wash and your car can look washed, but you got to take that extra effort to go in and, you know, not only dry it, but clean the little corners and
detailing. Details.
And so, you know, in a construction project, detailing is very important. Punch lists are going to be there, you know, but the goal is substantial completion is a huge goal because you want to make sure the homeowner can occupy space. You know, and so ultimately, you know, if you're a homeowner, don't get discouraged if your construction company still has a list of things to do. I mean, if you have the time to wait for them to finish it, I mean, that's ideal. But at the same time, if you really need to move in, work out a substantial completion with your contractor where it's move-in ready, and you have small items like a cabinet door was broken while it was being shipped. You don't have to wait 8 weeks before you move in. You can move in, just make sure there's a document, punch list document that kind of states that, you know, that needs to be complete, and then have it signed in, and or have it ability to be signed. You know, it's something I thought about. It's pretty cool. Kind of going back on the faith too is historically punch lists for construction projects, they used to write them on a post like a wood post.
Okay.
They would write them down because paper would get, you know, lost or blow in the wind or get messed up because it's a construction site. And when you finish them, they used to nail it. Which I thought was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a cool representation of Jesus. I just want to kind of tangent on that.
I don't think we can do that now. They're going to be like, what is this guy?
No, we still do have, I mean, now we write it with a marker or something and you just check it off. But back then, you know, they used to write it and then put a nail when you finish it. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, punch lists are going to be there. Don't be discouraged as a homeowner, and contractors. Make sure you, you know, have a good, thorough walkthrough with your homeowner. Being able to educate them on the items, how you're going to handle it, and handle it as soon as possible. So, you want punch lists to be taken care of usually the next immediately, or unless you're waiting on an item. So, you know, things will happen. You know, we're people. We're not machines. As carpenters, you know, you're going to damage something. You might install something a little off or not pleasing to the eye. Maybe it is to standard, but the homeowner wanted it to be to a higher standard. So you just make your list, do everything you can. So be ready for that. So even as a builder or a subcontractor, make sure when you're, you know, going through your bids and your estimates, have a contingency for punch list time, because you don't want to have to rob the quality at the end with the homeowner because you only budgeted to install it, but not to detail it or tweak it, or, you know, ideally you want to install it correctly, but things happen, you know. I've gone through and adjusted all the cabinet doors and made them look beautifully aligned, and then I did it too soon, because then the countertop guy came in, and the plumber came in, and then the cleaners came in, and then
things get damaged.
They just get bumped and moved, and then it's like, wait a minute, I did this task. So you learn, you strategize. Like, okay, I understand this is just a punch list item no matter what. So while you're installing the doors, we will tweak them, but we won't spend too much time until the very end. We'll do our final aligning. So same thing with all the tasks. Do what you can, but consider the time of punch list so you can budget for it. You could spend time just putting in quality into the project.
And this is something that's laid out during the planning stage with like the conversation with the homeowners, right?
Exactly. So in our process and in our contracts, we already sharing, even with our payment scale. I think we talked about this before, that you'll have substantial completion, but there will be a 10% retainer of the final payment, which basically is held for the accountability of finishing the punch list. So it's a common practice. So
okay, I see.
Yeah, so it's something that's shared, that's part of the process. You'll sign a certificate of completion, and then you'll have a documented punch list. And the reason why you want it documented is because homeowners, once you move in, then you're responsible for the spaces that not on the punch list. So if you scratch the floor, if you damage the door, if it's not on the list, so it's very important for homeowners to make sure it's on the list, because if it's not, obviously that happened after you moved in. So that's the point of the list too. It's a protection from the contractor, but also a protection to the homeowner to make sure they complete it. So it's a nice agreement to have at the very end and to document it.
Yeah, and that's good to know. And I feel like that only comes with knowledge and experience, knowing what things go on that punch list and how to tackle those situations.
Yeah, I think it's like you want to have the tail of the dog. I call it the painter's the tail of the dog. So it's like the dog's running through and the tail's behind you. So when we do punch list walkthrough, a lot of items are going to be like nicks and bumps on the wall and paint. So painter will be behind us. Just try and knock it out right there. So we'll use stickers and just stick, and the painter just comes and touches up, because that's usually the biggest one, because so much traffic in a brand new home construction or full remodel that you want to be able to, you're going to paint all the walls, but because of all the other workers in there, there's little things that can happen, and just being able to identify them in the walkthrough and take care of them with the tail, the wagging tail.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, punch list, guys.
Punch list.
Well, guys, thanks for rocking with us this Wednesday. Theme for today was punch list. Guys, if you guys are liking this theme-based conversations, just let us know what you guys think about it, and then hopefully we'll continue it.
Throw a theme at us, we'll hook it up.
Richie, happy anniversary.
Thank you
Tiffany.
So much, Ray. Awesome.
Hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys have a good day as well.
All right.
Builder of all things.
Builder of all things.
All right, guys.
I come from a poor family,